Yo, I'm around the corner. I got this chick here. She's saying that she can rap. I'm like, yo, bring her over. I'm rapping for like 3-4 minutes straight. He like, all right, that's dope. And he looked at me dead in my face and was like, but that could be your only hot rap. So let me hear another one.
What up, geniuses? This is For the Record, and I'm your host, Rob Markman. All right, this week we have a very special episode and a very special guest. April 28th, 1998 is a special day in hip-hop history. The release of a classic album, okay? Big Pun, Capital Punishment. 20th anniversary, April 28th. And to talk about it, I got my homie, one of the fiercest MCs, handpicked by Pun herself, okay? From the BX, Remy Ma. What's up? Welcome
Hi,
to
what's
For the
going on?
Record. What's going on?
Chilling,
Ah.
regular.
It's one of my favorite albums of all time. And I wanted to celebrate it. We got a platform here at Genius.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely have all the new artists come through and promote new music, and we love that. But you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. And I wanted to celebrate this album, and we were thinking about who, and I thought who better than somebody that this man handpicked himself, to just be in the game and put in the game. When you see Capital Punishment, when you see this album cover, what kind of thoughts go through your head?
That's crazy that is 20 years. That's the first thing. Like, it doesn't seem nowhere near that long ago. Like, I remember I didn't know Pun when Capital Punishment came out, but the first time I heard of Big Pun was from my older brother, Raye. He kept playing Dream Shatter 1,000,001 times. But most people who hear Pun the first time, it's not like you can hear it one time and know half of the lyrics like before you hear it the second time. Like Pun, I'm still trying to learn verses of a Pun. Like, wait, hold on, what was that part right there? What did he say? Like having street debates about what he said. But he had introduced me to Big Pun and his music. And because I was from the Bronx, like I was still a kid. My brother's a little bit older than me. He's like, nah, that's Moondog. Like, because that was his name then. And he's like, yo, I'm telling you, it's crazy. He's nice, da da da. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then, about a couple of days later, the rewind button on the radio was broken because he kept rewinding it so many times to try to catch what he was saying. I was in high school and I remember, just how the Bronx was so hyped to have somebody that was that nice. You know what I'm saying? Because it was always, for so many years, Brooklyn, they had Big. And, right, when Pun came out, we was like, oh, it's lit for us. we let the Bronx was lit. We was so hyped. So definitely, those are like some of the emotions that come to me. I was just like, that's crazy. That's 20 years. I didn't even, time flies. Like,
it's funny too, 20 years later, we're going to get back to Pun, but there's a similar resurgence. I see kids now in the X reacting, because it kind of quieted down a little bit even for the BX, but now y'all got yourself, Cardi is out there, A Boogie is out there, French is out there, like
yeah, the Bronx is, we heavy right now.
Super.
The Bronx is heavy right now. I think everything comes full circle. Everybody gets their time, whatever. But it's just been so long, especially for the Bronx being the birthplace of hip hop. I think the issue wasn't just about the Bronx. It was a while before we had New York artists in general that was being paid attention to nationally and globally. But it's a wonderful feeling, like just to have people from where you from and naming blocks that you grew up on in their records, or spots where you shop at, you hear it in the songs. It's something that you can relate to, and that was the feeling that we got with Pun. Like certain things that he was saying, he was talking about. If you was from the Bronx, you knew off the back. So.
So when you're first hearing, when your brother's playing Capital Punishment from you, you're listening to the Dream Shatter, you're trying to rewind and catch what he said and rewind and learn the words. Were you rapping yet yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't rapping like that though. The only people that you could probably say would put you in that vein would be people like Kool G Rap or Eminem or Big L. Like it was certain people that was in that vein, the super lyrical, but like playing with it to a degree that nobody else could. And his flow was just so on some whole otherness. Like he was so ill the way he mixed the whole Spanish thing with just rap and really talking, really spitting that shit. So I think all of that together was like, wow. And if you're from the Bronx, that's how you grow up with. Like everybody is the same. It wasn't like nobody separated. Like if you grew up, that's what it is.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Puerto Rican
like,
neighborhood and a
right,
black neighborhood. It was the same block, same
everybody
project,
called
same
the corner
schools.
store the bodega. Like everybody like the coochie Fritos. That's what it is. Like so, I definitely think that was one of the things that made it so unique as well, because it wasn't he was doing something that nobody else had done on that level.
Now, with you, at what point do you meet him, and what's the story where you meet him and you get to kind of?
This came out in '98, so I met him a year after this. I met Pun the end of '99, like, and it was so crazy because he had already, been nominated for the Grammy. He had already went double platinum, and he was Big Pun. Like he wasn't. It wasn't a question of what it is.
Wasn't Moondog no more.
Nah, everybody knew what it was when I met him. Like they knew what it was, and he lived around the corner from my mom. He was the first of all. See, I have my reasons for why I have to be in certain places. I'm still on papers. They make sure that I stay in certain areas. There was no reason why he was living around the corner from my mother at that point in time, like at all, besides the fact that he's dead crazy and didn't care how much money he had and how successful he was. Like he was a hood dude through and through. And he lived around the corner from my mom and one of his friends and one of my friends. And one day I was walking home from school. And he was just like, yo, what you doing over here? He's like, oh, no, I'm over here at Punk Crib, da-da-da, whatever. He's like, yo, that's ill. My people's with me, she rap. And he was like, oh, word, let me hear something. I'm going to tell him. I'm like, the fuck out of here. Like, no, bro, I'm not rapping for who are you? I'm not rapping for you. Like, you talk about Pun, that's different. Like, I'm not just rapping for you. I'm not a fucking human jukebox. So he like, nah, I'm serious. I'm going to call him. So he calls him. Like, just randomly. Like, he never heard me, nothing. He was like, yo, I'm around the corner. I got this chick here. She's saying that she can rap. I'm like, yo, bring her over. So, I'm still not jacking it. Like, I'm not going with you to some random person's house. Like, no, I don't care if it's you say this big one. How do I know who's there? How do I know? Like, nah, like, y'all valid. Like, all the way valid. It's not valid. So, I went and got my mom, and I took my mother with me. Like, if anything happened, like, at least I got my mom with me, and I went with my mother. And we went over there, and it was mad. Like, the dogs, I think they call Sharpies the wrinkled dogs. They're really expensive dogs. He had, like, mad at them running around outside. There's all type of cars parked in the front. It's like 40, 50 dudes in the crib, mad deep. And he like, yo, so they telling me this, that, and third, you're not a rap, whatever. So I'm like, okay, yeah. He like, all right, let me hear something. So I've never, ever been shy in my life. So I start rapping, I say my shit. Like, this before I knew anything about the format of the songs. Like, I never even realized that people was doing doubles. I never realized that every song had a 16-bar verse. So my verse or my whatever I spit them was a gazillion bars long. I'm rapping for like 3-4 minutes straight. He like, all right, that's dope. And he looked me dead in my face and was like, but that could be your only high rap. So let me hear another one. So I do it again. Like, all right, like this is what I do. Like, whatever. And then he's like, so who be writing your shit? Like, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I was so confused. I had never heard of a ghostwriter. Right. Nothing. That was even so unheard of to me. I was like, what do you mean who writes it? Like, I write it. Like your brother, you got a cousin, your man or something. I'm like, no, like I write. He's like, oh, that's dope. So I'm like, asking him though, like, why would you ask me that? He's like, nah, most of the girls don't write. And he start naming people like, so and so, she don't write. So and so, this person write. I'm like, no. So I'm sitting there crushed. Like, I can't even hear nothing else he's saying. Like, my heart is breaking right now.
You're gonna go home and tear posters off your wall.
What? Are you kidding me? So he was like, give me a number, whatever, and I'm gonna call you. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I left. I ain't paying no mind. Well, it's not I ain't paying no mind. I just didn't believe that he was gonna do it, but he was gonna call me, or I wasn't even thinking about rap as a career or anything like that. I knew how to rap and I knew it was nice, but I just never thought of it like that. I was just happy to tell my friends like, yo, I rap for Pun, da da da. And the next day, I came home from school and I'm in the crib and my grandmother, she's on the phone, and I just hear her like, what? Do you have something in your mouth? I can't understand anything he's saying because if you don't know Pun, you really can't understand what he's saying. Like, oh, he talks really, really fast and he jumbles all his words together. It might kind of sound like he got something in his mouth. So she like, I think it's for you or whatever. So I get a phone. So he like, you say you live in Castle Hill, right? So I'm like, yeah. He like, what's your building? So I'm like, 2245. He like, come downstairs. I'm like, downstairs in front of my building downstairs. He like, yo, you stupid. Like, yeah, come downstairs. So I'm like, all right. So I go downstairs and he's in front of my building. He's in his car. He's signing autographs and shit. So I'm like, oh, what are you doing here? Like, get out of here. You making me hot. Like, what's wrong with you? He like, yo, you know how to braid? So I'm like, what? He's like, of course you know how to braid. All black girls know how to braid. Get in the car.
No.
So, but I do know how to braid. Like, I'm dumb nice. So he's like, I'm like, where are we going? He's like, I got a video shoot and I want braids in my hair. So I'm like, all right, cool. His video shoot happens to be the video shoot with him and Fat Joe and Jennifer Lopez. So like the second day that I'm at Big Pun, I'm on a video shoot with him, Jennifer Lopez, and Fat Joe, three of the biggest, people that came out of the Bronx at that time. And from there, it was just like everything was just regular. Like every day, I was with him every day. Go to school, come to the crib, go to the studio. Might not go to school, just sit in the studio all night, break night. He threw me on the second album, the Yeeeah Baby, because he was working on that.
He didn't just throw you on the album. You had your own solo joint. He had the hook and you had the verses. Like it was a Remy Ma joint.
That was what's so crazy? And a lot of people don't notice the verse that I did. You'll see it's so long. We ended up breaking up into two. But what I did on Miss Martin on the Yeeeah Baby album, that was the actual rhyme that I spit when I first met him. And I was so mad because when he first got the beat, and he was like, yo, this is how the hook gonna go. So I'm writing, I'm like, all right, this is what I want to say. Because I have it in my mind what I want people to hear me for the first time. Like, and he's like, nope, I want everybody to hear the first thing that I heard. And I'm like, what? No, like, absolutely not. But he was 150% correct. And that opportunity that he gave me, you said, he gave me my own record after he just went double platinum, after he was just nominated, for a Grammy. He gave me my own record, this girl that nobody never heard on nothing ever, ever, ever before, my own record on his album. So that was big.
I remember being a kid listening to it, just being a Pun fan, and that coming on and being like, yo, who is this? And it's really, because I bought the record. I'm not going to hold you. I bought the record to hear Pun. So I'm like, all right, who's this? And you're listening and you're like, all right. And you had me when you said, shoot the air bubble out your sneakers. I said, oh, that's ill. Yo, she's not, I don't know what she's on, but she's ill. When you first came into the game, it was like, oh, that's Pun's new artist. Mm-hmm. You're Remy Ma right now. Like, I think a lot of people don't even associate you in this generation with Pun at all. Like, this might be news to a lot of your
people,
fans.
They associate me with Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, yeah.
Because Joe's been here, but that's because when Yeeeah Baby came out, and when the records that Pun put me on came out, he had passed already. So, people never got to see me with him alive. Mm-hmm. All they ever seen me with was Joe. But he's definitely, the person that gave me my first opportunity and my start. And, when he left, Joe picked up the reins from there, and it was just like, fam. But I feel like a lot of times also, like with Big Pun, I don't feel like he gets his just due. I don't feel like, there's a lot of artists that we no longer have with us, and they're always brought up and they're praised and things like that. I don't feel like we get that with Pun, which is crazy because he was so dope and he was so nice and he made such an impact on the game when he was here. But I feel like sometimes things that happened after he passed kind of tarnished his image, and it's sad because if people who never heard him, like somebody who's watching this right now is like, hold on, let me go look up Pun, let me Google Dream Shatterer, let me Google Beware, or things like that. Like he was really super talented,
super lyrical. It's funny you talk about the things that kind of tarnish his image, and you see it come up now. There's charges of abuse and stuff like that when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to pun. And as a fan, I know sometimes I'm like, how do I reconcile within myself? Because I know I'm a fan,
Mm-hmm.
and like, what's your advice or what's your take on, and especially you as a woman? I think also we're in this place now in hip hop and in the world with Me Too, but even in hip hop where more people are being vocal. It's like, yo, it's not cool
Mm-hmm.
to put your hands on women, even misogynistic, and a lot of people are coming under fire for that, and it's good. You as a woman, but you also as a friend and pun as a mentor, you. How do you suggest like we reconcile with that, the talent of the man and
Um,
the actions that we might not agree with?
it's so crazy because I was around him not a very long time, but I was around him and I never saw all that. So, and also I was a fan. This is somebody that I love dearly, and because of him, I'm able to do what I'm doing today, and I will forever have a certain respect for him. But what I think what happens with nowadays, people they want to see everything. They want to see every side of every person. They try to judge you. Like I feel like it's kind of hard to judge people when they not here to defend themselves. There's always more than one side of the story, and I don't never want to make somebody feel like I'm throwing dirt or trying to cover up their pain or their hurt or whatever they went through, because what I mean, everybody's feelings is valid, but at the same time, I just don't think it's cool to try to bring up certain things about people once they're gone already, when you had the opportunity to do it while they was here, or when it could have come about. Because now I feel like now it's like a little unfair. It's always gonna be one sided, and I just feel like a lot of times that happens with artists that are of a certain caliber. If you look at a lot of the greats that passed away recently, from to Prince to Whitney to Michael, they wait till they're gone and they just like start tearing them down, start bringing up all type of this abuse and this relationship and this, like, and it's like, to me, I feel like we didn't have none of that while they was here. Like, it's foul to me personally. I think it's foul for the people that was actually close to them to take that opportunity. I don't know if it's to capitalize or for the publicity or for whatever the reason is. Like, now they want to get it off their chest. I don't know what it is, but to me, it just comes off as foul. When I be sitting home sometimes, and this ain't even just about porn. When I sit home and I watch these channels and they have these documentaries about these people that I grew up listening to and that are great in not just my eyes, so many people's eyes, and I watch people that was close to them that would have never ever spoke about certain things when they was here, just spewing all type of whatever. One, they're not here to counteract it or to say if it is or if it isn't, and it's just crazy to me. So I rather not even speak on it. Like, I would never do that. Like, if anything was with me and, like, say me and Joe, if Joe was to, God forbid, not be here tomorrow, I'm never gonna say nothing that I wouldn't have said while he was here. Like, that's just corny to me. And I feel like a lot of times in this day and age where we live in, where you could get a check for exclusive information, or you could be the voiceover of the whole documentary. Like, people just be doing the most.
And you never know exactly what people
I
really
mean,
going through.
and you don't know. It could be 100% true, but my thing is just like, oh, I'm hearing about it now. I didn't hear it before. And now it's gonna make me look at you different.
And you, it's so dope every time I see you and Joe together. Because I think we seen when y'all weren't. Remy, if you don't know nothing about Remy, she ain't afraid. She will tell it to you to your face while you here and alive. That's for
I
damn
mean,
sure.
that's how I grew up. I'm sorry, I grew up around some real people, some real individuals, and I don't know how to be that fake. Like, I've managed to learn how to control some of the things that I say and not be too crazy, because people don't like people that they think is unpredictable
Right.
or that they feel is reckless. I learned that, so I try to cruise on a nice little even level so I don't make people nervous and uncomfortable. But when it comes to certain things, like, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it to you. Why would I say it to anybody else? If I have a problem with you, I'm saying it to you. If I feel you did something wrong to me, I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna say and act like we okay or act like it's cool. And I don't care who don't like it.
Right.
And a lot of times, I get I get backlash for that. Oh, she said this, or oh, she did this, and like, yeah, I'm not like these people. Like people like to talk shit indirectly and subliminals. I don't want you sitting there like, she talking about me. I mean, we kind of did have a situation. No, I want you to know I'm talking about you. Like, so then I'm gonna have to say your name, your government name, your mother's name, because I don't want you to think I'm confuse you with somebody else that has the same name as you. Like, no, I'm talking about you. And like with Joey, we know each other for so long. A lot of things that happened with us. We was both young. Me, obviously, way younger than he was. But you know how they say guys like y'all kind of mature, slower than us. So like he was just we was like on the same level if you put it like that. But like it's so crazy because when we talk now, like and we move around each other now, it went so bad that I think we kind of be nervous about like ever getting on each other's bad side ever again. And I got so much love and respect for him. And vice versa. It's just that a lot of times people it's the when you got people in between. Had we not had a gazillion people in between us trying to, cause different conflicts and solidify whatever they position or what they thought their position was, it never even went there. Like now I have a problem, I call him like, excuse me, I feel some type of way about this, that, and the third, and vice versa. And I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
If more people was real like that, like me, and say how they feel when they want to, the world would be such a better place.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you
Thank
every time.
you.
I want to talk about, you got the new single, You and A Boogie got something out now. We got a single and a video.
Yeah. It's something that I wanted to put out there. I think A Boogie is amazing. I think he's so dope. He's a nice person. Like how you meet people sometimes, and they be alright. It's like alright, he's cool, but like you meet him, you're just like he's so nice. Like it's to the point that I feel like I have to protect him because he's so cool and so chill. Like I could see the vultures in the corner, like just waiting to jump and pounce. But he was just so cool. We were in the studio. And I had it all mapped out, what I wanted him to say and how I wanted him to say it. Because, I mean, I don't know. Like, I never worked with him before. And I'm like, I didn't do it to, like, try to be offensive or anything. But I know what I wanted the record to sound like. And he came in and he was like, all right, so, all right, cool. I got you. And he kind of took everything that I said and threw it out. But still used it in his own way. And he did such a dope job about that. It made me change minds around so that we meshed better together. And every time I see him, he's just always just super happy and smiling. He came to the video. And when he first got to the video, I don't know. I felt like he was a little nervous or whatever. Because I don't know if it's me or what. But, sometimes I don't know if it's because I'm tall, because I have a deep voice. I don't know. I just make people nervous sometimes. But after he had some Bel Air, now he turned into, I'll be like, that's Bel Air Boogie. When I be looking at him on the gram sometimes or on social media, and I could see the different personalities, I was like, yeah, that's Bel Air Boogie right there. He was one way for the first couple of scenes. We did a break and changed outfits, and he came back. And he was like some whole other, like he was a whole Bronx nigga after that. I was like, okay, now everything makes sense. Right. It all makes sense. But it was really fun. It was a really fun record that I just wanted to do and I wanted to put out. Like I want to, until the album is actually coming out, I don't want to just leave people with nothing. So I'm just keep pumping out music. I don't want people to be like, oh my God, this is like this is something so that to put on for the X real quick. I think it's a dope record though.
Well, it's definitely a dope record. I mean, it definitely gives New York pride. You know what I mean? And I think every people across the world is gonna mess with it just because you guys are stars. Global stars at this point. Look, I turn my TV and I'm seeing Remy.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I rather just do what I can. Man. I don't even want to, I try to remain humble and just chill, stay in my lane until August 2nd, 2019 when I'm off of parole. And then I can just do whatever I want to do. And just see if everyone has the same energy that they've been having all this time.
You've been keeping the list.
Keep that same energy list. Keep that same energy list. Real bad. See, I've tried to explain to people like now, it's kind of like the Monopoly board. Like, go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 because I'm on papers. But after the fact, like once that's over with, like there's people still they be having 9 and 1 pressed already, just waiting for you to do something so they can press the last button.
So they had 9 and
So
1 pressed.
those be pre-pressed. They have 9 and 1 pre-pressed. They're just waiting to press the last button. I'm not giving nobody a free get me out of here pass. So not that I have anything. Right. I don't have any ill issues or ill problems with nobody. For the most part, everybody's super soft, and it's just a wonderful thing.
You need to stop, Ram.
I'm joking. I'm serious.
They're gonna read all into that.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
There's nothing. Let me say, there's nothing to read into. If I was saying something directly, like I said a couple of minutes ago, I would tell you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just joking right now, but yeah, I'm gonna be a different person come 2019.
7 Winters and 6 Summers. You know, for a lot, not your first album.
No, it's my second album.
But it's gonna be like.
But it's like my
an
first
introduction.
album.
And I really think there's something about Remy was slept on. Like I think, look, you going to any party and you put your right hand up, put your left hand up, that place is jumping forever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You and Neo, feel so good. Was dope. Like Conceited. Like you had so many records on there. But with this one, with 7 Winters and 6 Summers, just going back to the topic of pun, I wonder. And obviously, you're your whole artist, but when you're putting together this album, do you reflect on anything that you might have learned from Pun or that he might have taught you?
Every time I go in the booth, I reflect on things that I learned from Pun. He was the first person that I actually saw record in like a real studio and with a budget and things of that nature. So when I used to see him going there, he would be stacking his verses like how everybody else do in and outs or they do doubles. Like he would literally go in there and spit his verse 3-4 times, identical to each time. So crazy to that when it lines up, it really sound like one track. So when I go in there, like that's that sound that I be looking for. So if you ever pay attention to where you hear him, not only was he going in, but if you hear him on a lot of those tracks where it was a whole bunch of people on it, he stands out because of the way he just laid his vocals down. And then also, he always told me like, I don't care who's on the record with you, like when the record is over, they gotta be like Ren went in. Like that's point blank period. Like that is your goal to make sure that when it goes off, everybody's like, all right, that was cool, but she body. It's like, I don't care if you're on the record with me. Like, I mean, you're never gonna body me, but even if you're on the record with me, your goal is to like go in. So I always, go with everything and to do what I feel. That was one thing that I watched him do. So many people were trying to tell him which direction he needed to go in and he was just like, what? I'm gonna do this. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. People are not gonna like that. It's not cool. And he went what felt right to him. And that's something that I definitely value because so much in this industry, people get caught up in fads and people get caught up in the moment and they do records that are for the moment. That's why when you mention records off my first album like Conceited or whatever or Feel So Good, these records, they can play 10 years later, 15 years later because they're timeless. Now, had I been on the wave that was out around there where everybody was snapping and doing all this, like it would have been over. So I think I definitely at all times keep him in the back of my mind and some of the things that I learned just being around him and watching him record it and make history with his music.
Speaking of ill records and just like doing what you want to do, I know I can't say much, but I definitely heard a record from that album where you just on some super slang. I'm just looking forward to that record. So when that record drops, you got to come back to G and say you got to break that.
Definitely. But that was so crazy. The last time I was telling you, was like, I think we was breaking down the Wake Me Up first.
Yeah, Wake Me Up.
And that's cool. Like I said, like I do records sometimes that's just fun and that's cool. But then there's other records that I do that's just for me. Like when I do records like that, I do it because I want the Jay-Z's, the Kendricks, the J. Cole's, the Papooses of the world, like people who are known for their pen and their lyricism and their wordplay. I want them to hear and be like, yo, Shorty went in. Like she really did what she do. Like I could do everything that everybody else out here is doing. Like it's really nothing for me. Like my pen really go is nothing. I could sit in the studio. Anybody that's ever been in the studio with me, that's ever worked with me, like it is effortless. But when I'm doing something like that, where I'm really trying to, I want to do something that's different. I feel like that's what we missing right now from music, or that's what makes certain people stand out when they bring in that one little something that's different. Because I feel like when I was coming out, when Pun and his era, the music that I was listening to in school, everybody had that thing. Like Jay was Jay, Pun was Pun, DMX was DMX, the Locks was the Locks. Everybody had their whole little thing with them, and you knew when it came on whose record it was. You didn't have to question it. I feel like a lot of times now people will see a wave like, oh well, she's winning doing this and this and that, or he's winning doing this. That's what I'm gonna go do, and they literally make the exact same record and change some of the words around, and that's what's popping. Like, oh, that's the wave. Nah, that's not the wave. This is the wave for right now. I guarantee you, 10 years, 15 years from now, they're not going to be called to perform a Summer Jam. They're not going to be called to come out on any type of big, because this is of now. And a lot of time people don't understand. I try to explain to people all the time, like, I don't care about nothing that's happening right now. Talk to me about longevity. I met Pun in 1999. I was all the way in high school. I was a whole teenager.
Right.
And in 2018, I'm sitting here talking to you about my album. So, I mean, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. One question I wanted to ask you about Pun, because it was such a surprise for us when he passed. I remember we heard he was working on the album, and I'm not gonna hold you. I cried the first time I heard "It's So Hard." I remember Angie played it on Hot 97, and she was like, "Yo, we was gonna save this record to premiere. We were planning a big premiere, Pun Pass, whatever. We were gonna play the record today." And she played the record, and one, it was just so dope, and it still hadn't set in that he passed. And then when he said, "Man, I just lost 100 pounds. I'm gonna live."
Trying to live.
Like I dropped the tip. Like
that gave me chills. This is crazy.
I caught him too. Like that was what the impact was for us. Did y'all within the camp? Did y'all see it coming? Or I know he was on the fat farm.
No,
he was losing weight.
No,
He was working
like
on it.
it definitely was not something that was foreseen. He was so full of life. When you walked into a room and he was in the room, like it just lit up. Like, and then he was one of those people that, like, my brother says that I got it from Pun. He holds you hostage. Like, if you go in a Pun crib or you go in a Pun studio, just pack an overnight bag. Like, you don't know the next time you're gonna go home. He just like people to be around. And I tend to do that now. I never really realized it in that aspect until my brother pointed out, like, yo, you doing what Pun used to do to people. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because I used to be devastated. Like, yo, I haven't seen my boyfriend in like 2 weeks. Right. Oh, bring him over. Your boyfriend can come. You miss your dog, bring your dog. Like, it was like one of those. And he was just so full of life. And I remember when he was recorded It's So Hard. I remember when Donnell Jones came into the studio and Paul was like, nah, you got to say this part like this. Nah, I want you to put that swag on it when you said, like, and it was just so ill. I was like, yo, when this record come out, it's going to be crazy. And then I remember all the ideas he had for the video, and it was just so crazy because when we actually did the video, we all holding candles, and it was just a whole different vibe. It turned the song into like a sad memorial type song. And nah, I could honestly say, speaking on everybody's behalf, I don't think nobody saw that coming. Like, we the oldest son to try to prevent it. Right. Nobody would have sat back and were like, all right, cool. Like, we'd have all ganged up on him. It'd have been hard, right, but we'd have all ganged up on him and tried to fix it. Like, it was definitely out of left field.
Wow. Okay, and it hit us, man. Like, again, I wanted to be in Terror Squad because of y'all. Like, Terror Squad just seemed like the best because y'all had hit records. Y'all was all fly, but y'all was still street at the same time. Never felt like Terror Squad changed who they were.
Nah, Terror Squad was definitely out of full control.
I want to play, before I get you out of here, just a quick game with you that we got called Record Break. I'm going to ask you a question. These are all pun-related questions, and just the first thing that come to your mind, you'll just...
Great. So, is there a right or wrong answer?
No right or wrong answer. It's all opinion.
Great. Yeah. You're trying to embarrass me? I didn't even study. Come
I'm
on.
still trying to stay on your good side. I'm trying to be on that, keep that
Nah.
same energy list, but the good energy.
Nah. You good. Sidebar. This has nothing before we even went to this game. So I was shooting the cover for 7 Winters and 6 Summers, my album. And we were going through letters. I saved every letter that I ever got from anybody that ever wrote me while I was in prison. And while we was going through, we found your letter.
Wow, good for him.
We found your letter. I was like, he would be so happy to know. Was you there? We found out. I was like, yo, look, he wrote me. So you forever good in my book.
that.
Like people that I grew up with, people in my family didn't write me. So for me to have a letter from you, like that means a lot to me. You will forever be good in my book.
I was just a fan, man. I was at XXL at the time. I remember where I was when I wrote it, sitting at my desk and writing the letter, but was just a fan. And to see you go down like that sucked. And then the selfish reason too. It's like, man, we ain't getting no more heat, man. It's dry in these streets, man.
It's definitely. I appreciate that, and I kept it, and it was weird because I was just picking random ones out of hundreds and thousands of letters, and I was like, oh my god, look! And I was like, look, it's so dope. But okay,
let's get into this game. You ready?
Yes.
You're gonna make me cry over here. Come on, let's go.
Stop it.
All right, record break, Big Pun edition. What's Remy Ma's favorite Big Pun record?
Twins.
What's the most lyrical, in your opinion, the most lyrical Big Pun record?
Either Dream Shatterer or Beware.
Wait, what was the second?
Beware.
Oh, Beware. Okay. I thought you said Boy. I said I never heard that. I tried to front like I heard it.
Nah. Beware.
Gave you fair warning. Beware. Yep. What's the funniest Big Pun record? We know he was a comedian.
Oh gosh. It's definitely something that you guys never even heard before because he just used to be in the studio doing nonsense sometimes, just playing. But gosh, I can't. It never came out, but he did this cover of the record Copacabana. Hilarious.
Loco bananas.
Exactly. So that I'm gonna go with that one. and some of the bars that Nivy made, he's like, nah, you're wailing, like you're going too far. But I'll have to go with that.
I don't know where I heard that. Somebody has it. I heard that record somewhere. I don't know where I heard it, but you're not gonna find it.
No.
It's definitely okay. The best pun record to party to.
Dang. I'm gonna go with Still Not a Player.
Classic.
When that party got more than like, I'm gonna go with that one. I've yet to see that one fail.
That's dope. All right, cool. That's it, man. And then finally, this called For the Record.
Okay.
This for you, Rem. This for whatever you want to say.
Okay.
You can set the record straight on anything you want to set the record straight on. You just got to finish the sentence for me. For the record.
On anything?
On anything you want to say. Anything you want people to know.
For the record, like, I'm really that bitch. Like, I really don't care what nobody says. I'll never let internet trolls or anybody discredit me and make me feel like I'm less than what I know I've accomplished. I literally come from the bottom. And I've been on the top more than once. Same way I've been on the bottom more than once. And I know what I was able to do when I stepped out of that correctional facility after doing almost 7 years. It's never been done before. And it may be a long time before we ever seen it done again. So when I sit back sometimes and I look and I see people try to discredit me or try to just try to hate on everything that I do, like, it's funny to me because I know the doors that I open. I know certain streets that I swept out clear for people. I know what the state of hip hop was like, especially in regards to females, when I walked out of those doors. And I know what it's like now, and I don't want to ever let people think for a second they could sweep my accomplishments under the rug. Because if you don't say nothing, that's what they'll do. Like, what? No, she didn't do anything. She's like, nah, bruh. Like, I did the impossible. They told me I wasn't gonna be able to do nothing at all. Like, I'm still on paper. 2018, got out the end of 2014, and I'm still on papers right now. Like, can't move out the country. I've yet to leave the country since I've been home. Had one of the biggest records. Couldn't leave the country. Like, and I'm doing what I do. You're not gonna talk about women in hip hop and Remy Ma not come up. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me or not. And that's it. And I feel like all of the greats and anybody I ever encounter, I don't care how they feel now, all of them respect my pen. And that's all I ever wanted. Like, I was able to get a lot of money in this business. I was able to take care of my family. I'm able to live a very nice life. But when I first started, it wasn't about the business. I ain't know nothing about the politics and that. I just want to be the nicest. I just want people like, yo, Shorty went in. And I feel like I accomplished that, so I'm good.
And you had the nicest stamp you.
Pun was the nicest motherfucker on the market. Now you got the nicest bitch. What? Remy Ma.
And we out, man. This is For the Record Round.
I love you, babe. You already know.